Hello YouTube and welcome to another episode of The Cloudy Vape. In this video we're going to be talking about the Project Sub-Ohm edition of the Mutation X version 3 by Indulgence. Alright, so let's look at the unboxing of this device. So this is a limited run. This is a Project Sub-Ohm version of this. This is Mutation version 3, Mutation X version 3. Now there are some slight improvements, but here's the basic box, so it does look slightly different. So we got our an RDA with all this stuff in it. Of course, you got your wideboard drip tip right here, your wideboard drip tip. Is it about the same as the original? It says it's larger, but it seems about the same. It might be slightly bigger. The other thing to mention is this. This is what I think a lot of people will be happy about, at least people who use 510 connections, 510 drip tips. So this right here just pops right onto the top of the RDA, if you want to see closer. This just pops right on top of the RDA and basically lets you use a standard size drip tip. So that's nice. It's a kind of a Delrin cap type thing that goes right into the top cap, and it does fit snug as a bug, as the rip would say. Snug as a bug. So that is that. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else it comes with. Just some extra stuff. Your extra screws, O-rings, and of course the blue screwdriver. So that's some extra stuff right there. I'm just going to set that aside. So let's look at it up close. You have 9 airflow holes on each side. The only difference, you would have to see it super up close. See if I can get it close. Basically, they're drilled at an angle rather than directly in. So here is the version 2. And you can see they're spaced slightly more, each airflow hole to the next. It's spaced slightly more, and it's actually drilled at an angle. Where these holes are drilled directly straight in, these ones are drilled at an angle. The version 3 is drilled at an angle. So that's one thing to mention. As far as the size, they're about the same size. Your top caps are pretty much the same. Here is the deck for the version 2, and I'll be going back and forth with the 3 and the 2 just so you can see the difference. So as far as the bottom of the version 2, it's about the same. It just, different writing. You have your serial number. As far as where the pins sit, it looks about the same. Also, your connections are about the same. They're silver plated connections. So that's just a few things to mention as far as what's the comparison. So going back to this, same exact thing inside of here. I do not notice anything being larger as far as the cone shape inside of there. It doesn't look like it's larger or anything. The blades on here are still sharp, and you have single coil or dual coil options. So that is all in there, and it is 304 stainless steel, all of this, just like the original. The main things, the real big main changes on here are going to be the deck. So your screws are Phillips head rather than the triangle screws, which I had a bunch of problems with. So your screws are definitely different. Your center post, your center positive post is much different, much different. If you see here, here's the version 2 and here's the version 3. This is the 2 and this is the 3. So if you see the center block is actually, it's much larger, giving you not so much room to put that coil in. So if you see in this, these are exact same coils, 24 gauge, 8 wraps, 3/32 drill bit, and you can see you have much more room on the version 3 than the version 2. Also, your posts sit a little bit higher, very slightly higher, but your post holes do sit slightly higher, and they do look slightly bored out more. It might not be actually larger, but it does seem that the edges around them are bored out more and actually smoothed out more, whereas these are a little bit sharper on the holes, the post holes. So those are just a few things to mention on that. As far as actual quality, I mean, everything is still top-notch quality. The biggest improvements are going to be the center post is smaller. You have a slightly bigger drew swell, but all in all, it is pretty much the same thing. It's just, it is what it is, exactly the same thing. Just those slight improvements, which definitely improve this RDA. I really enjoyed the version 2 and the version 1, but I'm liking this the best. The glass top cap for the version 2 still fits on this, so that is something that is awesome. I'm really glad they stuck with the same size, because I just picked up that glass top cap and I was going to be afraid that, you know, it wouldn't fit. So still fits. I do notice that maybe this is maybe the O-rings are just slightly smaller, because it seems like it's a little looser. It doesn't fit as tight. If I pop this on right here, pop this on, it just doesn't fit as snug as the you know, the version 2 fit. So that's just a thought. I mean, it's still nice and snug. It's not going to fall off. It is just kind of have some juice in it. But I intentionally put the build in it just so you can see the room compared to the other one. But as far as building on it, very easy. Really, really excited about these Phillips head screws. And I can't really say anything bad about it. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's definitely not your you know, top flavor RDA. It definitely gets good flavor if you build it right. But this is definitely a cloud production. Definitely a what's the term? I can't think of it. Volume vaping. This is for volume vaping. In the words of P. Basardo, it is volume vaping RDA right here. So yeah, that's about it. I can't really, you know, if I go more in detail, it's basically the, you know, same thing with the improvements that everybody cried about. They did the improvements, but this is a limited time run, so I assume, this is just an assumption, the version 4 is going to be out pretty soon. With, you know, even more improvements. But yeah, I'm just assuming version 4 is going to be imminent, because I believe this is just a limited run, the Project Sub-Ohm limited run. So yeah, that's definitely it. And let's go ahead and have a vape on it, because I really have nothing else to say about this. If you know about the version 2, you will definitely know about the version 3. And I will talk a little bit about the pros and cons about this new updated version. Alright, so I have this all set up ready to go. It's at about 0.3 ohms, and let's vape on it. But before we vape on it, I just want to throw in a few pros and cons. So the pros, I would say, is definitely the Phillips head screws. The airflow being drilled at an angle seems to do something different. I'm not sure exactly what it's doing, but it definitely gives a better airflow. At least that's what I feel. I really enjoy that they have, you know, that little insert for a smaller drip tip. Very good, very, very good idea on that. Not everybody wants a wideboard drip tip. So those are definitely pros, definitely pros. As far as cons go, the only thing I would really throw out there is that the actual top cap doesn't fit as snug as the other ones. So I really enjoyed how snug the rest were, at least the version 2. The few version 2s that I had, the snug top cap was one of my favorite things about that, because I don't like juice leaking at all. So it definitely is not as tight. It definitely fits well. It's just not as snug as a bug as the other ones. So that's something I wanted to throw out there. But besides that, I really have no cons. It's a great price, very good improvements, and machining is absolutely great. So yeah, no problem. Also another pro, it didn't taste like machine oil. I've had a few RDAs that taste like machine oil, so I just had to throw that out there. It doesn't taste like machine oil, so congrats Indulgence, congrats Mutation X people, very good job on that. And let's go ahead and have a vape and talk about it a little bit more. Boom. So I just vaped that at 0.3 ohms at about 45 watts. It's a little bit better than the version 2. I'm not sure why. I just think the setup on the post design, it is slightly different. I know people are probably gonna, you know, talk crap to me and say, oh, it's not different, because everybody I've talked to have said, you know, it's not much difference. But if you've used the version 2 a lot, you will see a huge difference. I know I use the version 2 since it came out. That's like my main go-to RDA, and I saw huge improvements compared to the version 2, of course. And yeah, that's what I've seen. So it's definitely the only people that will notice the improvements are people who built on it a lot, who have used it a lot, who have you know, torn it apart or broken it from just building so much on it. So those are the people who are really going to see the improvements. And I'm just really excited that they did these improvements, because it was almost everything I was saying on my last video about the version 2. It's all improved. Everything is, you know, it's exactly what I wanted. It's exactly the issues I had were fixed. So I'm really excited with this. I'm going to see how long it lasts. You know, if I just beat it up, keep building on it, and I'll let you know more in the description later on as I continue. So there definitely is an improvement to this, and I'm really excited about it. So let's see what the version 4 has to offer whenever it comes out, because I know it will. The version 1, the version 2 were so popular, that's why they rushed a 3 out, I assume, and now the version 4 hopefully is going to be, you know, even better. So really excited again about this RDA, and I just wanted to share with you guys the little rundown of it and the details. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description to where I got it. I got it at Vapor DNA. I'll also put all the specs as far as the updates and stuff in the comments below, in the description below, not in the comments. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope it gave you a little insight on what's going on with this new improved Mutation X version 3. So I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it. And if you like my videos in general, please subscribe. And as always, stay classy and keep vaping.